Welcome to Enhancing Critical Thinking Using Generative AI in Higher Education, a course designed to challenge assumptions, sharpen your thinking, and redefine how we learn with AI. I know I'm not supposed to trust everything AI says, but when it sounds confident, I sometimes do anyway.
You're not alone. That's one of the biggest challenges with AI right now. It sounds smart even when it's totally wrong. It's called hallucinating, when AI makes something up but presents it as if it's true. And in a world full of misinformation, that can get dangerous fast. Have you ever asked an AI a question and gotten back a super specific answer that later turned out to be completely wrong?
Yes, I once asked for a citation on a historical event, and it gave me a detailed reference, which turned out not to exist at all.
That's a textbook AI hallucination. The AI predicted a plausible-sounding response, but it wasn't real. Here's why this happens. AI doesn't access live databases. It generates responses based on training data. It doesn't know what's true, just what sounds likely. And it's programmed to sound confident and fluent, so even guesses can come across as facts.
So the danger is, the answer looks polished and authoritative, but it could be utter nonsense?
Exactly. Fluency becomes a risk when it disguises misinformation. That's why we need to verify.
The problem with quotes found on the internet is that they are often not true. Abraham Lincoln.
Key takeaway: don't trust AI outputs at face value, especially for facts. Always double check with real sources.
So basically treat AI like a random person on the internet. I wouldn't just take their word for it, I'd check.
Perfect analogy. Here are some signs you're dealing with a hallucination. The AI gives you a quote or stat that sounds real, but can't be found anywhere else. It answers niche questions with lots of detail, but no citations. It talks about events that happened after its training cutoff, or it contradicts something you already know without backing it up.
So if I see Smith 1987 Journal of X, I should actually look it up?
Yes, if it doesn't exist, red flag. Here's a real-world example. Lawyers once used ChatGPT to write a legal brief, and it gave them fake case law. They submitted it, and the judge caught it. There were big consequences. So in every field, but especially in medical, legal, or professional contexts, never skip the fact check. Here's how to protect yourself. Ask AI to cite its sources. If it can't, that's a clue. Follow up with, "Where is that from?" Or, "Can you show a reference?" And most importantly, use real search engines or trusted databases to confirm.
So I should stay curious and skeptical, even if the answer sounds perfect.
Exactly. One more tip. Compare across tools. If one AI gives a confident answer and others don't back it up, be wary. Let's not forget partial misinformation exists too, where the answer seems right but blends fact with fiction.
Like when the cause and effect are reversed, or the explanation leaves out something key?
Yes, so always ask, what's the date on this info? Is the claim supported by trusted sources? And if it's about science or health, double check with official databases.
It's honestly just like fact-checking a Wikipedia article or a blog post.
Yep, spot on. And that instinct to check, it's your greatest asset. Let's pause for a moment. Have you ever taken an AI answer at face value, only to realize later it wasn't true? What made it sound believable at first, and how can you build a habit of checking before trusting?
Once, I used an AI summary of a research article. It sounded confident, so I trusted it. But when my professor asked about the findings, I realized the AI had misrepresented them, and I hadn't checked. It was embarrassing, but a good reminder. Polished doesn't mean accurate.
Thanks for sharing that. It's a learning moment. Here's the big idea. Polished language is not proof. The AI tool isn't trying to trick you, but it doesn't know what's true. That job still belongs to you. So what's one kind of AI answer you'll start double-checking more carefully? Citations, statistics, quotes? Make a habit of verifying, and you'll turn every AI session into a stronger critical thinking workout. Because the more fluent AI gets, the more vigilant we have to become. Treat AI as one voice in the room, not the expert, just one input you have to weigh with care.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. As you reflect on today's insights, remember, AI is only as powerful as the questions we ask of it. We'll see you in the next video.